Hello everyone, welcome back to the second series of The Amateur Gardener. My gardens are coming along wonderfully if you want to know how my journey's going. In this series, we're featuring 3 videos. The first one is an instructional video on companion gardening and provides you a lot of information about this particular style of gardening. The second video, we have gardeners locally who've offered their expert advice. You will find a lot of good information here to help you with your gardening. And finally, we've had many people who wanted to share their gardening experience as well. So they've sent us pictures and videos that we're featuring here. And we welcome you to do the same. As you look at that video, there'll be information on how you can send us pictures and videos of your garden and share your stories with us as well. So, I hope you get some valuable information from each of these videos, and I wish you the best of luck with your gardening. Companion gardening is said to create a healthier garden ecosystem. It is really about maximizing the space you have available to produce as many vegetables as possible. By interplanting vegetables with flowers and herbs, you are creating a micro-ecosystem that benefits the garden in many ways. It provides natural pest control, attracts pollinators, reduces weeds, shades plants that require less sun, and creates a better nutrient balance in the soil. In addition, you can save space planting deep-rooted and shallow-rooted vegetables together. The goal of companion planting is to provide symbiotic relationships where plants provide for each other. Let's look at some examples of this. Planting marigolds in the garden is well known to repel all sorts of beetles and insects. I went looking for marigold plants this spring and was challenged to find them. However, the seeds grow quickly, so I have interplanted them in my 4x4 raised gardens. Another flower that is beneficial to plant in the garden is nasturtiums. They repel aphids and other insects. Dill is a beneficial herb to plant in your garden because it attracts pollinators such as parasitic wasps. Beans and peas help to fix nitrogen in the soil, which is an essential nutrient. Cucumbers have a more shallow root system compared with carrots, turnips, parsley, and parsnips. Planting cucumbers beside one of these root plants helps to save space under the soil because the roots of these plants will not interfere with one another. Planting taller plants beside shorter growing plants that require more shade is beneficial because the taller plants can provide this shade for them. Lettuce will last longer if it's planted in the shade of a taller plant. Reducing available space around plants creates a hot and humid environment beneath the plant leaves, which makes weed germination unlikely. And those same leaves provide a habitat for beneficial predators and parasites. So I know you're thinking this sounds all very complicated, and truthfully it is. Companion planting is really trial and error. When I was researching information about it, I found there are a lot of map recommendations you can use to help you with the initial layout of your garden. But don't worry if you don't get it right the first time. Year after year, you'll learn what plants do well and thrive in the company of others. There are many complex companion planting charts out there, but I happened to find one that is simpler to follow. So for example, I've planted peppers in my garden and they're beside tomato, basil, and cucumber. Did I do this correctly? Well, according to the guide I'm looking at, basil, onions, spinach, and tomatoes make great neighbors in the garden for peppers. Some of the vegetables and herbs I've planted near my tomatoes that are recommended to be planted together are basil, carrot, spinach, and onions. However, I have also planted zucchini, kale, and arugula beside my tomato plants, and I will have to wait to see if this is beneficial or not. So far, all the plants are thriving, so we'll see what happens. There is some science to companion planting, and it definitely explains the benefits. Being my first year gardening, I will have challenges to deal with without a doubt. However, I've followed the advice of companion planting to the best of my ability. Truthfully, it is much like putting a puzzle together and waiting to see what happens, making adjustments each year as you see the end results. I have a full appreciation for why gardeners spend a lot of time reading gardening articles and books in the winter. better to do the research before planting to aim for the best possible outcome.